Mr. Eads, thank you very much. The next item is the Early High School Memo of Understanding with Ames Community College. Chief Academic Officer Dr. Stacy Dattery and Director of Career and Technical Education Paul Francisco are here to set up the stage.
Yes.
I like that behind you, by the way. That's nice.
Oh, yeah. So excited. All right, would you like
Please.
to go ahead and present some? Okay, so we appreciate President DeWitt, Interim Superintendent Eads, and board members for the opportunity to bring to you a few aspects in regard to the Early College High School Memorandum of Understanding before you take action this evening. It is a very exciting time, and I would actually say how fun it is to be able to honor our UNC partners and to be able to talk about our Ames partnership tonight all in one evening. And so just the higher education connection that we just continue to move forward on is really wonderful for the students in this district and for our greater community. So it's kind of neat to have both of them in one night. Our newest high school is well underway, and Paul will be sharing more about that. And you can see this is our official logo, Early College Academy. And so you might say, oh, what happened to the high school part? The high school is just, the Early College High School is a concept name for this, but as we were thinking about, okay, we need to apply for an actual school number, it is that time to get an official school code and number from the Colorado Department of Education. We said, well, what do we want to call this school? And we really think Early College is, I mean, that is what this is all about. And so keeping that as a part of this name, but to make it distinct and, you know, just the opportunity of it being an academy and the open enrollment concept into this, we just felt was really the right way to go. So losing the high school, making it less generic and more focused on what this is about for our students is where we came to for Early College Academy. And we have a lot that Paul will share with you, not only in the Memorandum of Understanding, but also in the Technology Addendum, as well as the marketing efforts that have been well underway, and he'll give you a scope of the numbers and where we stand to date, as of today, on enrollments and breakdown of that. So Paul, thanks for sharing a bit on this for us.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. It's really exciting for me to be here, and this is a fun project. This is a great thing to do for this school district. And I think that if you look through the Memorandum of Understanding, it really reflects the level of commitment and the partnership between District 6 and Ames Community College. And I really think that that is what makes the difference in this school, is that tight partnership that we have with Ames Community College. So it's not just an opportunity for students to get an Associate of Arts degree at the same time they're getting a high school diploma, but it's also about the supports that are built into the system, into the school. 4 years of, we call it tutoring, but academic supports, really comprehensive academic supports that go through all 4 years, and then also supports of higher levels of technology and increased technology throughout. And speaking of technology, I want to bring to your attention in the technology plan outlined in your packet that I'm very proud to announce that Early College Academy will have some of the highest level of technology of any schools in this district, and it's one of the first schools to go one-to-one of a rollout of technology for each student. So each student that enrolls into Early College Academy will have 100% access to a laptop while they're in the school. Also, we have worked with Ames to develop a level of technology for staff and for using technology for teaching that can help integrate and really get students what they need to be successful at the higher level college classes. And so I wanted to bring up one more thing, I guess, that in talking about the relationship with Ames, and that is I recently was at a conference in Colorado Springs where I was able to discuss with other schools that are moving through concurrent enrollment and doing some of the same things that we're doing. And what they found was that these are some of the most successful programs and some of the most successful relationships going on between schools statewide. 85% of students currently enrolling in the state of Colorado in concurrent enrollment programs like the ones that we support are successful. I came back to District 6 and looked at our programs, and I can tell you right now, currently in our concurrent enrollment programs, over 95% of all students that have enrolled in a college class with Ames Community College are successful in that class right now. And I think that bodes well for these programs and this type of relationship that we have with Ames. These have been very successful, and I think if you look at the Memorandum of Understanding and the technology plan, you really see that partnership come out, and I have no reason to doubt that this will continue to be a very successful relationship ongoing. Let me get down to some numbers. Currently, right now, we have 130 students signed up, enrolled in Early College Academy. We average about 4 new enrollments every day, and we have about 18 days left in our enrollment period before we close for those applications. I'm expecting that we'll reach our goal of at least 200 enrollments. The enrollment has come in slower than I thought it was, and when I interviewed parents and said, you know, that were deciding, and students that were deciding and said, you know, what is it about this that you're hesitating on? The number one thing that I hear universally is that this is a really tough decision because there are some outstanding programs at all of our high schools. And these students have lots of options and they know it. And this is a tough decision for them. And I continue right now to get about 10 inquiries a day of people asking me questions about the school, either through email or through telephone calls. And that's down a little bit. We did do a mailing earlier this year, and at its peak, I would get about 35 to 40 phone calls and emails a day about the school. But very strong interest and very strong commitment, I hear. About 70% of the students, of the 130 students who have applied, come from our district area schools. About 30% of the students come from charters or from outside of the school district. We do have applications from Valley and from other regions, but the majority of the students are from the geographic area right around where the school is going to be. 89 students enrolled right now have enrolled into the 9th grade, and 41 students so far enrolled into the 10th grade. I wanted to talk a little bit about our marketing. I've spoken to several groups throughout Evans and Greeley about Early College Academy, and I wanted to take just a moment and mention a few of them. I have a huge thank you that needs to go out to ACE, the Achieving Community Excellence Team, and their G-Town Promise. They have been fantastic supporters, both on virtual and internet and social media, and throughout this processes I've gone through advertising and talking about the school. The Red Eye Rotary also has been very supportive, visiting with them and having discussions with them. There have been so many principals, assistant principals, counselors at each of our own middle schools and even middle schools from the surrounding communities and high schools from the surrounding communities that have called me and asked questions. And I can't thank them enough for advocating for their students and for people that they think could really benefit from this program. And I really appreciate the amount of support that I've seen from surrounding towns, not just from Greeley and Evans, but also from surrounding towns. I presented to groups as large as about 250 and as small as about 10, and I've been consistently impressed by our students. I can tell you right now that I have walked into groups, very large groups of middle school students, and had counselors and principals say that we don't know how the students are going to receive you. As I walked in and as I walked out, they said they couldn't believe that students were on the edge of their seat, paying attention to every single word and intaking what we were talking to them about. And our 8th graders are definitely taking this very, very seriously as an opportunity. I also wanted to say thank you to UNC. Twice I've been in the ballroom. They're presenting either for our high school expo or at events that they've invited me to discuss things. I had one event that I went there that probably had very small attendance, maybe 50 people in the audience. And from that single event, I've had at least 20 people walk up to me and say, that was the first time I heard about early college high school, now Early College Academy, and they really appreciated that we had our presence there. So I really appreciate the opportunity to involve them in this process. And finally, I just want to say that it's a fantastic job to have. It's a lot of fun. In many of my presentations that I've given, I've had about 10 minutes worth of material, and it's really been the conversations with parents and with students that have driven, and the questions that they've had that have driven the conversation. Some of those conversations have gone on for more than an hour with students that really want more information about this opportunity and really value the opportunity, and you can see them making a very conscious decision. So it's really been very well received within the community, and I'm very excited seeing this program go forward. I wanted to say, moving forward, we still are pressing on to make sure that we're contacting each student and that we're allowing them to make this decision. I think it's really important that we try to make sure that no one comes forward and says, I didn't know. So we are pressing forward, contacting 8th and 9th graders within our community to make sure that they understand the opportunity. This Wednesday, on February 11th, we have an information session and a tour of the school. It's a very short tour, a very small school, but we have an information session. 40 students have expressed interest in attending, and 20 people have RSVP'd already for that session. And then we have one more date on Wednesday, February 18th, from 5 to 6 o'clock to once again do an information session and a tour of the school. And so far, about 5 people have RSVP'd for that particular date. So we continue to see interest in the school. We still do have open seats, and we still will pursue to make sure that everybody knows the school. The 27th is our closing date for applications for Early College Academy.
So as you can see, there's a lot of enthusiasm around this, and I just would like to take one quick minute to do a couple of shout outs and thank yous to a few people, and not the least of which is Paul. You can tell that he is very dynamic and very energetic about this entire opportunity, and when he does get up and speak, he's very engaging. The kids just hang on to every word that he's saying. So Paul, thank you for all of your work in shepherding a very large project to get to this point of having students and having an agreement, and to just be able to say we are going to be ready to have our students walk through the door in August and begin this incredible opportunity. We also are very thankful to Teresa Myers and her new communications coordinator, Casey Peterson, who couldn't have come on board any faster to help with all of this marketing. And so we really appreciate all of their work. Our Director of Professional Development, Amy Szyminski, has been instrumental in this process as well, and so we thank her for her guidance and her just always helping to think about those additional little pieces that make us go the extra mile. As well as our Director of Technology, Joe Ronenberg. That technology addendum has been a lot of work because there's so many intricacies to making sure that works well. And so between Joe Ronenberg on our staff, as well as the Ames Community College Chief Information Officer, Mr. Bill Wagner, they have been incredible in their support. In addition to Ames community partners, and you hit the nail on the head, at just how invaluable this partnership is, and that we are incredibly lucky and fortunate to be where we are right now. Not very many communities can do what we are doing and will engage in, and that is in huge thanks and partnership to Ames. Dr. Liddell has been a huge supporter, and we thank her for bringing this idea and this concept forward for our district to be able to do this. With your leadership, as well as I would like to say Andrea Rogers and Alan Stevenson have been incredible with the Information Resources Management Department. Lots and lots of meetings to hammer out all these details. And with us tonight is Mr. Rob Umbaugh. He is the Interim Dean of Extended Studies with Ames. He I'd say instrumental is hardly even the word. He came on board. Miss Jerry Anderson was with us for a while, kind of got liftoff on the project, and then handed it off to Rob. And we have just been in the ongoing conversations, and you have been absolutely exceptional. And I would just like to invite you to come up, say a few words to the board before they are able to take action on this tonight. So thank you, Rob, for being here.
Oh, yeah, of course. Thank you. Nice to speak with you tonight, board and superintendent. I don't have a lot of words to say, except some weeks it seems like we're talking almost daily, and then other weeks we're each back in our own homes trying to work out the details to this technology plan, work out the details regarding the latest for me. I don't know, I've been on TV a lot this week. Just last week at our board meeting, I gave an update to our board as well. And they had all kinds of questions about our hiring, how many faculty are we bringing into the school. I have to get used to saying academy. It's a relatively new enough thing that now I have to change my language as well. But the only words I really have to say is that we are excited to partner to bring this kind of an opportunity to this entire area, to Northern Colorado. It's not every day that you can get two large organizations to work so well together, and while it's been a lot of work, it's also been a lot of fun. And so thank you for being a good partner for us. And thank you for having me tonight.
Very good. This is an action item, and so I will entertain a motion at this time.
I would move that the Board of Education of Weld County School District 6 approve the memo of understanding with the Ames Community College for the early college high school as presented.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. I imagine there's some discussion. Mr. Hall.
Not so much discussion. I just want to say, as you know, I've been a pretty outspoken advocate of this. And when it seems like it had ground to a halt at times or slowed down, I've been even more of an outspoken advocate. And, but I just want to say, be public in my thanks to you all. This is a big deal. This changes lives, hundreds of lives, thousands maybe, and certainly not. And I just want to thank you for the persistence, for the exuberance, because it is new, so you do have to sell it a bit, okay? What's really great was last weekend I had coffee with one of the Board of Trustees of Ames, and he only had one concern, and he voiced it to me. We talked about this quite at length, and his concern was that we welcomed students from other schools such as Millikan, Johnstown, Alt, Eaton, just off the top of Severance. And I said, well, I believe that plan is in place. That's what we're doing, and I think we're actively pursuing it. So I hadn't verified that, but I will see him again this weekend and assure him, because to him it was important that even though D6 and Ames maybe are spearheading this, that it was a program for the entire northern Colorado community, particularly in the smaller schools. And he's going to absolutely be ecstatic to hear this. So take my hat off to you. I thank each and every one of you. It's a pleasure to be on board with you with this.
Mr. Hafley.
Thanks to everybody. We appreciate all the efforts that you've had. My question is, if we have 131 students now, what are our goals as we start the school year next year? And then what is our projected goal for the 16-17 year?
Our hope was to start with about 200 students, and so we're hoping between now and the 27th that we will see increases in the number of students from 130 to approximately 200. We do have some flexibility. The building can take a few more students than that. Next year, our plan is to roll in another class of ninth graders, about 125 new ninth graders. And the following year, another 125. The maximum for the school would capacity for the school is approximately 500.
And are you making, I know we've had phone calls of interest, are people making people-to-people contact with the people who are of interest as opposed to sending emails, I hope?
Yes, both.
Okay.
I do both on a regular basis. We have a contact list of about 100 people who have contacted us through email that said they'd like to be on our email list. And I contact each one of those as we go through by email, and then I also contact them by phone. And through our information sessions, we've had quite a few personal contacts. And then also I've been invited to a number of meetings where I've gone personally out and talked to people and shaken a lot of hands and talked to a lot of people, because I think that's really important. It's not really a system where we would have people in mass come in. It is a very personal decision for every single student that is said that they want to go to Early College Academy.
Okay, thank you.
Ms. Owens.
I just wanted to thank everyone that worked on this project. I know it's pretty huge, and kind of reiterate what Stacy said about both colleges being here. And I think another message that it sends is that we believe in kiddos. We believe that they can do this, and we're investing the time, community resources, and working together to make sure that they're successful. So just a big shout out to everyone that's been working on this. Thank you.